Good morning, Boroda. Good morning. Monday and gosh, last week was so busy. My head is still spinning. Um, Lovely day yesterday, and yeah, lots going on, isn't there? And I keep bumping into people and having one of a couple of conversations, and they tend to all be around Turkey and Syria and what's going on there and the appalling scenes that we're seeing coming out. And the conversations are along the lines of, well, this isn't a war, this isn't man-made, this has been a natural disaster that's caused absolute devastation and catastrophe. Tens of thousands of people have lost their lives and hundreds of thousands are displaced, and it's just awful. Where is God in all of that? Nobody's actually asked me that question that bluntly, but that's really what the questions are all meaning when they say, what is this? Because this is a natural disaster and it's awful. Where is God in it all? And what a question. And I think that we're feeling pretty helpless when all the difficulties and the war began in Ukraine, and we wondered how that was going to pan out. We had a very physical response to that because we were asked to send stuff. And lots of people worked incredibly hard with boxing up and collecting and distributing and transporting and so on. And that was the right thing to do. And there was some conversation this week about whether we should be doing the same this time. And of course, it's not the same situation at all. There is no infrastructure to allow things to easily be transported in. And even if you've got stuff to Turkey, getting it to the places that really need it is way beyond any kind of good humanitarian voluntary effort. This is about needing professionals who know what's safe and how to navigate such devastation. And Syria is that bit harder again because there's an awful lot of political things to navigate there. So money is the way to help. And I know that people have been incredibly generous and wonderful about that. But of course, it also feels like a bit of a cheap option. And I don't mean cheap as in we're not giving very much, because I think people are giving quite sacrificially in some cases. I mean, it feels cheap because it's relatively easy to do. We can give within our means. It's about handing over, and then we've done it and we can move on. And the gut reaction people are having is that's not what they want to do. They don't want to just let go and carry on with going for coffee with a friend, or would people want to do something more? And how do we respond to that? Because yes, money is what's needed, and the various charities will be able to do far more and do it well. And that's absolutely the way we should be going. But what do we do with the energy that we've got left? Because we feel cheated that handing money over hasn't really been enough. And I don't have any easy answers to that, because we could displace the activity and go and help another worthy cause that's local to home and could stand to have a couple of hours of extra volunteer time. But I just keep coming back to prayer. And I know that feels like a cop-out sometimes. I really don't believe it is. I think that prayer is the most powerful, single, most important thing that Christians can do. Because I think prayer changes us. And when we pray well and deeply and frequently, we have a change in our heart that will then enable us to live differently. And it's that living differently that will then have the knock on. And it's a slow burn, that one, isn't it? So please don't feel cheated that you've written a cheque or made a donation and that doesn't feel as though you've acted well enough, because you have. It's what we're being asked to do. We are also required to pray. And if you don't know what else to pray, then you pray the Lord's Prayer. And I want to read to you this morning Psalm 121, which talks about how life isn't always easy and doesn't always feel fair. And I hope that that psalm will kind of settle some of us into recognising that we have got a part in this. And although it might feel distant or slightly disconnected or unrelated, it's not. I'm going to read you the Message version because it's different and it makes a lovely change. But you know this psalm really well, I'm sure. Psalm 121. I look up to the mountains. Does my strength come from the mountains? No, my strength comes from God, who made heaven and earth and mountains. He won't let you stumble. Your guardian God won't fall asleep, not on your life. Israel's guardian will never doze or sleep. God's your guardian, right at your side to protect you, shielding you from sunstroke, sheltering you from moonstroke. God guards you from every evil. He guards your very life. He guards you when you leave and when you return. He guards you now. He guards you always. And I think that's a prayer. We could use that psalm as a prayer for the people of Turkey and Syria this week. God is with them. And I hope that we will see some better scenes unfolding this week. You know where I am if you need me, and I shall see some of you this week. Absolutely certain of that. Lots of love and God bless to you. Bye-bye.